Drones are flying all over our U.S. military bases right now. Not last year, not 2020. This has been ongoing, confirmed by the Pentagon, confirmed by Congress. And you've heard jack shit about it. Okay? On top of that, Citibank crashed this week. Millions locked out of their accounts. And on the same day as we find out about the drones, okay? Congress hearing, they admitted that the military can't even shoot these things down. They're not authorized to shoot down drones in their own airspace. This isn't fiction. This is fourth generation warfare, and you are already inside the battlefield. This is your sit rep. Let's get into it. So Congress, let's just cut to the crap. These drones are not your neighbor's DJI with a GoPro tape to it. These are coordinated, long-range, military-grade surveillance drones showing up over Air Force bases. I'll put the map back up. Over Air Force bases, naval installations, communication hubs, and nuclear sites. That should make you feel warm and cozy. There's been over 350 incursions at 100+ installations in the last year. And guys, that's just what they'll admit to, okay? Joint Base Langley was hit for 17 days straight with drones flying patterns, collecting intel, and probing defense response times. They're running a dry run, folks. And here's the kicker. We can't legally shoot them down without jumping through layers of interagency red tape. A base commander has to call FAA, file a report, request permission, and then hope that it gets approved in the time to even do something about it. So just look here. Pentagon warns it's not prepared for homeland drone strike. This came out yesterday. Okay. This is not something that was like just written. This is Defense One. State of the Air Force 2025 threats. Pentagon warns it's not prepared for homeland drone strike. How scary is that? We live in America and we're not prepared for drone strike. Kind of see this map here. The Border Patrol even talked about drone activity a while back. You probably remember. And again, this just came out April 29th. Many U.S. bases still lack sufficient tech to track down drone incursions. So, guys, we are being scouted like freaking deer, okay? And Washington's response is we're monitoring the situation, okay? I'm going to show a clip from the hearing. Check it out.
Longer a sanctuary. And should our adversary choose,
he said our homeland is no longer a sanctuary.
to employ drones for surveillance or even attack, we would not be prepared to adequately defend our homeland and only marginally capable to defend our military installations.
Under current authorities, what is preventing base commanders from neutralizing these immediately, in my opinion, going out there with a shotgun and shooting these things down?
Well, thank you, ma'am, for the question. I wish it were as simple as shooting it with a shotgun, but it's not.
Depending on elevation, but what's stopping it? Is it still the bureaucratic red tape and sign-offs? Because in my opinion, if you're flying something like this that can collect jam communications, maybe carry explosives, collect surveillance on classified systems, I don't think that you should have to be required to make a phone call.
It's an enemy, whether foreign and domestic, man, over military bases.
I think that if you see it, you should shoot it down.
Yes, under 130I, unauthorized surveillance would meet the standard for engagement. If it were interfering with your operations, it would meet the standard for engagement. If you're not a 130I, then again, back to the rules of engagement and establishing hostile intent or hostile act. But you may get there. So just the presence of that drone over your base may meet hostile intent or hostile act.
By then, it's too late. There's soldiers dead.
There is not a set of circumstances, I can tell you in every case and go down a checklist, okay, you met it, go ahead and shoot.
Sir, I mean, I think you might agree. If you are flying a drone in any capacity, I don't care if it's civilian or not, over a military installation, I don't even think you should have to go to a checklist. I think that it should automatically be.
No, you shouldn't have to, man. Let's talk about what these drones could be carrying, man. These could be high resolution thermal LiDAR sensors for mapping base layouts, signal sniffers to intercept comms and track troop movement, an EMP payload that can knock out infrastructure without a single shot being fired. And let's not even biological dispersal module, spray tech, microparticulate dispersal, swarm AI that links drones into a coordinated attack pattern already being tested in China. And where are they coming from? That's been the question all along. Some believed it to be launched from submarines parked off the coast. Others say that it's possibly inside colonists, sleeper agents, cartel ties, or black op assets. I would say that it's definitely probably not cartel with this advanced capabilities. But this is why the Pentagon doesn't want to talk about it, because if these drones are Chinese, Iranian, or insider run, that means that the war's already started and we're behind the 8 ball on this junk, guys. And if you recall, Donald Trump, a few months before becoming president, said this.
Comment on the drones that are flying around New Jersey ports. It seems like the American people have a big disconnect.
The government knows what is happening. Look, our military knows where they took off from. If it's a garage, they can go right into that garage. They know where it came from and where it went. And for some reason, they don't want to comment. And I think they'd be better off saying what it is. Our military knows and our president knows. And for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense. I can't imagine it's the enemy, because if it was the enemy, they'd blast it out. Even if they were late, they'd blast it. Something strange is going on. For some reason, they don't want to tell the people. And they should, because the people are really, I mean, they happen to be over Bedminster.
Will you shoot them down?
They're very close to Bedminster. I think maybe I won't spend the weekend in Bedminster.
Okay, so if you recall, when asked, Donald Trump said day one he would release what the drones were. And so then we have the press lady, Karen Levit, here. This is what she said.
States that was just shared with me in the Oval Office from President Trump directly, an update on the New Jersey drones. After research and study, the drones that were flying over New Jersey in large numbers were authorized to be flown by the FAA for research and various other reasons. Many of these drones were also hobbyists, recreational, and private individuals that enjoy flying drones. In time, it got worse due to curiosity. This was not the enemy. A statement from the President of the United States to start.
So if you recall, that's the same thing that Biden administration said. They said, no, it's approved drones, FAA, hobbyist drones. That's what they said. So they gave the same spiel. So these drones, they're saying, are some type of hobbyist drones. But now in the hearing, we're finding out it's much more. News Nation talked about this a little bit. Let's hear what they have to say.
Special correspondent Ross Coldart. Good morning from Chicago, Ross.
Good morning to you.
We just heard from Brooke. Hundreds of these mystery drones seen up and down the East Coast, specifically over military bases. This was before President Trump was sworn into office. His team then came out saying the drones were authorized to be flown by the FAA. But Ross, I have to ask you, was that answer satisfactory? And what do you hope to get from this hearing today?
I'm afraid it wasn't satisfactory, and a lot of people are looking to the president to get a better briefing, because whoever told him that these were FAA authorized drones being used for research and other purposes misled the president. And I think that's quite shameful. We now know, because of a 60 Minutes story that was run a few weeks ago, that the Pentagon and the intelligence community are in fact still mystified as to the source of these drones. drones? Who's sending them? And they don't even know if they're drones because they haven't been able to recover them. Whatever these objects are, they've been able to evade the normal countermeasures that are used against them, normally some kind of electromagnetic pulse weapon. They haven't been able to bring these.
So did you hear that? They couldn't even bring them down if they wanted to, that they operate outside the realm of what we can do. This is recon before the strike. Don't get it twisted. Now, if we go back, let me remind you about Matthew Liveberger, the Green Beret warfighter drone capability insider. He was a Green Beret who got put into drone tech, right? He wasn't some tinfoil hat guy. He worked in drone tech. He knows the capabilities. He saw what was being tested, what the enemy forces had, and he knew the kind of operations that were being carried out, probably without the public's knowledge or consent. Now, he reached out to people. He left messages. He even contacted Sean Ryan. Sean Ryan, after he died, finally did a video, but during that time, nobody was really listening to him. He then drives himself in a Tesla Cybertruck that he rented from Turo to the Trump Tower in Vegas, parks it, blows it up. A final statement, a one-man sacrifice to wake America up, right? He told us that this was drone tech that could destroy America within seconds. He said that. He talked about that it was the biggest threat to our country at this moment. And he was trying to make everyone aware about it. And what happened after that? Silence, crickets. That story ran for about 24 hours and disappeared. Not even a single classified disclosure. Not one hearing. Not one follow-up. And all of my videos on Matthew Liveberger was nailed. So we had this guy that gave his life to saying essentially, wake the hell up, something's coming. And the people in power just swept it under the rug. And again, this is someone who was involved in this tech. So he was trying to get the information out. Now, let's go back. I mentioned Citibank in the beginning, and that wasn't some kind of routine maintenance. That was a test. It happened the same day the drone hearing happened. Citibank wound up locking out millions. Citibank users got locked out of millions of their accounts. No app, no login, no access to your damn money. So you have to ask yourself, what happens when they roll out the CBDC, the central bank digital currency? What happens when you don't have paper cash, when it's all digital and you can be disconnected at the flip of a switch? Say the wrong thing on social media, buy the wrong gear, buy a gun, don't get your updated booster shot. Boom, access denied. And it's funny because a lot of people think they're living in a fairy tale world. I guess people don't understand politics. I know that a lot of people probably was not into politics before Donald Trump, and all of a sudden now they're into politics and they don't understand it. They don't understand politics. Trump is saving the day. Trump is writing a bunch of executive orders. You know how long those executive orders last? They last until he's gone from office. And the next president on the first day with a swipe of a pen can change and put everything back. DEI initiatives, LGBT month, every month. Everything that he did, they can undo. Biden undid 80% of Trump's executive orders the first day. The real way to make change is passing legislation. That happens from the House and the Senate. But the problem is we have a uniparty. The uniparty full of rhinos and Democrats. And so these people are dragging their feet, not allowing anything with any substance to pass. That's why you still don't have freedom of speech. That's why things are going to go right back to the way they were as soon as Donald Trump's out of office. They are not going to let a Republican win next time, 100% not. So expect this to just be a blip in the road, and you're going to go back to a fast forward version of what Joe Biden did. Because everything will be put, all the woke agendas in our military, weaken our military, border open again, allowing everybody to come across. They'll be sitting out there like they did with Biden-Harris shirts on, illegal immigrants, Biden-Harris shirts on, how they were coming across in 2020. They were waiting there that first day and shuffling them in. It'll happen. They'll get Social Security numbers, they'll be able to vote, and America will be gone. So go ahead and think, all these executive orders, it's the day is saved, America's back for a very brief moment, because the uniparty is not going to let it happen. You look at, that's why I was critical last night of Rand Paul. A lot of people were like, oh man, you suck. You went against Rand Paul. He's a good guy. I think I like Rand Paul too. However, do you ever see the Democrats go against each other? Never, never, never. They're lockstep, dude. They get bills passed. They make moves. They take your guns. They do whatever they want. Dude, the Second Amendment was lost a long time ago with Brady Act and the NFA, you name it, all that's been gone. Okay? Free speech is gone. Gone. It ain't here no more. The Constitution has been destroyed. And the thing is that it's not going to come back. Once they make laws, they are not going to give you your freedoms back. Not happening. So the Uni Party is really in control, and all conservatives need to be lockstep with America First strategy right now, passing laws. During the first 2 years, I mean, a lot of people have amnesia. The first 2 years of the first Trump's presidency, he had the House and the Senate. Nothing substantial was passed. They'll just play the game. They'll make the social media posts where we're Trump, but they will not vote for America First policies. So when we're talking about financials, get your boom access denied. They don't need tanks in the streets, man. They need your money on a tether and your digital ID on a kill switch. The Citibank outage showed how fast they can shut you down. And the bigger play, EMP those banks, crash the grid, launch a drone swarm over key cities, and boom, welcome to digital martial law. And don't think for a second China isn't behind this to some extent. There's probably a lot of players in the game, but this is Unrestricted Warfare 101, published by the PLA generals in the 90s. And they have never deviated from it. They've been doing this attack plan. It doesn't involve missiles yet, but it involves things like TikTok infecting your kid's brain with woke garbage while Chinese kids are doing STEM drills. Buying U.S. farmland near sensitive bases, already confirmed. Exporting fentanyl precursors to kill 100,000 plus Americans a year. Launching spy balloons and watching the U.S. government apologize for defending its own airspace. Now drones over your bases, and no one does a damn thing. You add in cyber warfare, you add in power grid probes and surveillance backdoors in half of our devices. This is the war. You're in it. You were just told. Having TikTok on your phone, backdoor to the CCP. And again, guys, all this is not just physical. This is also spiritual warfare. They want you spiritually broken, dependent, weak, emasculated, soft. They want you pacified by porn, sugar, and Netflix. They want to train your kids in bunkers and code viruses to target DNA. You want to resist, you better be hard to kill, mentally unbreakable, spiritually on fire, because it is coming. That means training daily, leading your family, getting right with God, and owning your finances, and being ready and able to disappear into the smoke when the time comes. So again, here's the breakdown. Drones flying over U.S. military bases right now. Liveberger, a drone insider, tried to warn us, and he gave his life trying to do it. Citibank shut down access the same day. CBDCs are waiting in the wings. China's waging a silent war while your leaders are checking their stock portfolios. Are you ready? Then stop scrolling, start training, guys. Get yourselves together, because no one is coming to save you. You are the firewall. You are the firewall. I'm going to do a video coming hopefully Friday, updated bug out bag man. I'm a survivalist by nature. So I wouldn't be a survivalist because survivalism is not a hobby of mine. I'm a survivalist because I understand what's happening in the world around me. I don't do it for fun. I don't collect gear because I do think it's cool, but it's not the point of what I do. I didn't train my entire life in survival skills, shooting, all this stuff because it's a hobby at all. It's not a hobby at all. It's because I believe things are going to go south. I believe it. Okay. If I was only about making money or clickbait or whatever, I would be doing something else much more popular. I really would. I would not be wasting my time trying to educate, give people awareness, and get people trained, get people equipped with all that stuff. I would not have a shadow ban, a permanent shadow ban on my damn account because I'm speaking truth. That's not how you get clicks and views, is having a shadow ban. Trust me, I'm horribly shadow banned. I ran through my analytics with my guys today. I get 0 new followers, 0. I only get views from followers, and I lose about 200 to 300 followers a day. Okay, because they get mad because I'm telling the truth, and that's fine. I'm not here to coddle you. I'm not. But the thing is that I plan to start training next month. As long as everything goes well, I'll publish a date, sign up and all that kind of stuff. We're publishing training programs, PDF, digital, physical fitness. I'm going to do gray man, tradecraft, the shit they don't want you to know. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know. You can get a digital PDF, print that thing out, and you have it put it in a binder, train that stuff, memorize that stuff, how to be a ghost, how to vanish, and all those sort of things. But Friday, I plan to do a bug out bag video. A lot of people have asked because over the years, my methodology has changed, right? If you go look at my old bug out bag videos, the first one I did was huge. And then it got smaller and progressively smaller because I think whenever you're trying to survive, guys, you got to be fast. You got to be mobile. Not that I think you need to bug out first by any means. You should always bug in. I've got whole videos on that. You can watch it. And I'll do a whole training guide on that too. You should always bug in, but you may have to bug out. You may have to, right? You look at the world in various countries, people have had to bug out because shit goes south. You understand? So you want to be ready. You want to be fast, mobile. You want to have skills. The more skills you have, the less gear you need to carry. So I trim my bug out bag down to this, fast and mobile. And so anyway, you know how I am. I make gear that I want, right? So I've had a lot of packs. So then I had this one made. Years ago, I did a pack called a Recce Ruck. And it was very popular, but it was very expensive pack, just because the cost of manufacturing was so high. And so anyway, a lot of people have asked for a new pack. So I came out with this pack. This is called the Ghost Pack. I've only got a handful of them, guys, because I did not make these to sell. I really just designed it for myself. But these will go on sale Friday too. And I'm going to show what I carry in my kit. So, you know, man, this is in my vehicle. Grab and go, move, and you name it, guys. This is it. So I'm going to have 2 versions of this, a multicam black for you urban guys, and then multicam classic for you. So gray and green, like gray man or green man, whichever one you want to be. Like I said, I've only got a handful. Those are going to sell Friday as well. But the Ghost Pack, and it's a cool acronym. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but anyway. But like I said, I've only got a handful, so make sure you get one if you want one. And I don't know if it's going to be a regular item. I just really made it for myself. And if you want the same gear that I use, I've also got something else, a tactical component that goes with that I will release later. I'm still tweaking the design a little bit. So a chest rig, essentially, low profile chest rig that will match and work in unison with that. I designed it again for myself. And if you want to pick up one, you can. I'll have a few of those too. So anyway, that should come Friday, guys. And so you can see my bug out bag or go bag, whatever, Ghost Pack loadout. And anyway, I do appreciate you checking out with me. Make sure you share the video, man. Get the word out, dude. They're shadow banning me like hell. These commies, they don't want to hear my voice. It's crazy to me that you can not violate community guidelines, but yet they throttle you because you are the resistance out there. And a lot of you experience the same thing. I see it in the comments all the time. You're telling me, hey, I'm kicked off of this platform or this, you name it. You know, they just look for a reason to. Anyway, guys, remember to stay frosty, stay strapped, and always stay dangerous.